TikTok compilation that might wake you up and change your reality. Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
XL bully tries to take the Timberwolf's toy, and this happened.
Give me that toy. Give me that toy.
Wow. Ooh.
He's got the better grip, but he's stronger.
Yep. They're friends.
Wolf wins.
Wolf bite force is around 1,200 pounds. He would wreck that pit. What do you think?
Who was that? No, you guys tell me who was that. You know, all of those people that were like, she's back, she's back. You conspiracy theorists can shut up now. Okay, you can make me shut up if you explain to me who that was, because that does not look like who it's supposed to be. Ma per favore, ma chi stiamo prendendo per il culo? Non era lei.
English.
Who are they trying to trick? I'm confused. I mean, are they loving the Kool-Aid this much that they believe that is... no, who was that? Because sure the hell wasn't... It wasn't... No, it wasn't. Nope. No. No, I'm never gonna shut up about it. Never.
Looks like Kate to me. What am I missing? Let me know what you think about this.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh,
This is going to be
Oh, I
terrible.
really hate this part.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, I don't want to go straight back. Oh, I don't want to go straight back.
Jen.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, I don't want to go straight back.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Whoa. Man, that's crazy.
Oh god.
Did anybody else feel that in their lower back? No.
Oh. My basement's flooded. That was intense.
Oh, my Lanta.
I need something a little easier after this one.
Oh my goodness.
I hope you enjoyed the ride.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely not. That's one of the scariest roller coasters I've seen.
One of the cleanest cities in the world. There's all these tests of people wearing white socks and walking around the city, and it showcases how clean it is. No matter how much you walk, the socks will stay white. Regardless of what place you're in Dubai, it's clean, it's safe, it's a great place to be.
That's a bit extreme. I very much doubt the white socks don't get dirty walking the streets. What about the dark side of Dubai?
Getting old if you remember these long-gone fast food specialties. Back in the 90s, you could get a McDonald's cheeseburger for just 29 cents. We'd buy 40 of them and stock up our fridge. There used to be ashtrays in every fast food restaurant. Fried apple pies used to burn the roof of my mouth every time, but that didn't stop them from being delicious. Old McDonald's designs were absolute art. Today's kids have never seen them, let alone the playgrounds outside. They have no idea about the fun of the hamburger jail. Wendy's used to be yellow, and that was when it was at its best. Taco Bell's little houses and their nostalgic interiors always bring back memories. They had deals for 59 cents, 79 cents, and 99 cents. I remember they also had a coin drop game, and I tried many times to win a burger. The old Burger King look. I still remember their crown-shaped nuggets. And the old Subway restaurant wallpaper could look like this. Do you remember these?
There's a quote from Andy Bernard. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
The kid that shot me, I'll be honest with you, all I wanted to do to him, yeah, and this was all I was going to do, I was going to chop his hands off, chop his feet off, and blind him. Right, that was my only plan for the kid. I wasn't going to kill him. I thought I'll chop his hands off, chop his feet off, and blind him, and see how he likes that. Do you know what I mean? And I'll come back to England. He lived in Brentwood. His mum and dad lived in Brentwood, so I moved, but I come back to England and moved to Basildon. Yeah, and then I went to Brentwood Virgin Gym, yeah, to get our due diligence. I found out what house he was staying in, because he didn't know, but he was living with an ex-girlfriend of one of my pals. I mean, so I knew what house he was in, I knew where he was. So when I put the plans in place, everything was in place for me to go and snatch him, take his feet in his hands. And then I got a phone call off the school.
Oh, is that all? Well, that's all right then. I thought you were really gonna hurt him for a minute.
You see someone who is always calm, incredibly kind, and avoiding conflicts. Be careful. This person notices everything. They remain silent because they know if they get angry, it will hurt. They keep everything inside, choosing to stay calm. But the day it explodes, it's a real storm. And the one who triggered that anger will bear the brunt. If you have watched this far drop a 100, it shows you're a part of the 1% who actually finishes what they start. Everyone has a limit. And for them, this limit is often higher than for most people. But once it's crossed, expect a superstorm. That's why it's essential to respect them. Don't mistake their silence for weakness. Behind every calm smile, there is a strength and determination that can surprise you. Within the tranquility lies the reservoir of resilience. Beware the calm, for it holds the tempest within.
Don't mistake silence for weakness. Silence has been my language to avoid unnecessary fights.
This question is deep, but tell me, if you turned your phone off and didn't contact anybody for a week, who would be looking for you?
Cataloged 69 different species, different life forms. There's one species that at full adulthood is about 1.5 feet. There's another species that's 10 or 12 feet. The ones that people often refer to are around 3 to 4 feet, 39 inches or so tall. We have very good forensic drawings from men who've been on the retrieval teams of what these various species look like. The reason they keep coming back, number one, it's not a coincidence that the modern era of all this started when we started detonating atomic bombs. What Edward Teller and Oppenheimer didn't understand when they were developing that is that when you detonate an atomic bomb, you get, everybody knows about an electromagnetic pulse, the pulse that goes out, knocks out all electronic communication. What people didn't know about is there's also a pulse of what's called scalar energy. And scalar is faster than the speed of light.
They're interdimensional being, aka fallen angels, aka demons. Don't be deceived.
Know that the Bible reveals that in the beginning there were 2 leviathans, but God had to eliminate one? The Bible says that God created them on the 5th day, and they lived in the depths for a long time. However, it is mentioned that when God parted the sea to protect the people of Israel, he destroyed several sea beasts, including one of the leviathans. It is said that he crushed the heads of the leviathan and gave it as food to those wandering in the desert. Additionally, the book mentions that on the final day, God will finish off another leviathan. In nature, God created species in pairs, like bull and cow, rooster and hen. So it is very possible that there was a male and a female Leviathan, but one was eliminated to prevent their reproduction. What do you think would have happened if God had left both Leviathans alive?
Psalm 74:14. It was you who crushed the head of Leviathan and gave it as food to the creatures of the desert. Maybe he's talking about this verse.
Son was by himself recording a video when she finds this. A mother by the name Teresa del Campo would often leave her phone with her son while she was busy working around the house. At the end of the day, she enjoyed watching her son's innocent videos that he usually records. But one night, things would take a dark turn. As she's looking over her photos, she makes a haunting discovery.
Sino kumuha nito? Alam po ba? Itong video, oh! Basta tingnan mo.
Ooh. Ooh. Man. Oh.
Her son can be seen next to a stranger when no one else is with them. Teresa explains that this woman looks identical to her mother, who passed away years ago. The mysterious video quickly went viral in the Philippines, as the video was taken by her son that same day. Yet, his deceased grandmother's clearly there.
I'm sorry for looking into your eyes without permission.
You've seen the line in Saudi Arabia. Do you know what that is? We think we know what money is, but we actually have no idea, man. It's some mega city that's many miles long that they're building. It's all completely integrated into one building with no roads, cars, or emissions. It will run on 100% renewable energy, and 95% of the land will be preserved for nature. That might be amazing to visit. There's a whole city with a couple of thousand workers living out there in these little air-conditioned cubicles. That's insane. That's so Star Wars. They're building that, man. This literally is science fiction.
Yeah, of course. Living in a cubicle in the desert, that's my dream.
If people are talking behind your back and they're not coming up and saying it to you, then let them stay where they are behind you.
Love it. That's right. Let them behind you. Good motivation.
At the schoolyard doesn't want to fight always leaves with a black eye. The moment that you show people that you're not willing to fight, they want to fight. You change the feelings. Do you want to feel like you're afraid all the time? Or do you start to become the aggressor? And you start saying, you know what? You ain't got to find me because I'm looking for you. And then it changes everything.
This is true. Physically, socially, academically, professionally. But if you have the Holy Spirit, He will teach you all these things. John 14:26.
Ways to lose fat and keep it up for good. Number one, cut out sugar. Cut out all sorts of sugar. It's not just table sugar, even fruit. If you're trying to lose body fat, only eat berries. Cut out bread. All carbohydrates are glucose molecules put together differently. Cut them out and see how quickly you lose the body fat and keep it up for good. Number two, reduce your meal frequency. Every time you eat, your body has to release insulin to deal with the food. And then eventually you got too much insulin in your body, and that's why you're hungry. That's why you're tired. That's why you're craving. Cut all of that out and see. 2 meals a day. I teach this in my community. 2 meals a day. When you get up in the morning, don't eat anything, 2 meals a day, you see how good you feel. Number three, only eat real food. When I say real food, I say it over and over again. Food that grew in the ground or food that came from an animal, like the food that grew in the ground. That's real food. Everything else is where the
I don't eat table sugar anymore, even cakes. But I love fruits. I don't think I can cut off fruits.
That's why you always lock your doors.
Oh my god, Tiana, go! Go! Oh my god, oh my god!
A woman by the name Amber and her friend Tiana were driving by a McDonald's in Melbourne, Australia, when suddenly her friend Tiana locks the car doors. Only moments after this happens.
Hi! Oh my god, Tiana, go! Go! Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god! Tiana! It's okay, honey. Tiana! Tiana!
I would open the window
A pale woman with black eyes
and
tries
poke
breaking
the
into her
eyes.
car, but as they drive off, she begins to run after them.
Oh my god, Tiana, go! Go! Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god!
Amber explains that residents in the Melbourne area report seeing this zombie-like lady trying to break into neighboring houses. If Tiana didn't accidentally lock the car doors even for just a second late, this woman would have gotten in.
I mean, the reaction seems real to me. What do you think?
It's alright. It's alright. Hi. I'm just saying hi. Ah! It's okay. I'm just saying hi. Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's okay. Hi. I'm just saying hi. I'm just saying hi. It's okay. It's alright. It's okay. It's okay. Oh god. It's alright. Hi. Hey buddies. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. It's okay.
To clarify the question, you lost at sea on a kayak. Would you rather be rescued by a pod of orcas or a group of random men? Drop your comment.
Very important. You know, most people don't fast in their life at all.
When you say fast, explain what.
Yeah, break down what kind of fast
break
y'all
down
mean.
types of fasting.
There's different type of fast. You know, my generation, we're not gonna go cold turkey on just on water. So we have to be realistic for people. I recommend a 7-day fast of fruit, salad, and water. Now, you know, there's so many different trends on water. You just want spring water. Water that's gonna hydrate the body. You want fruits that's gonna electrify you.
Water fruit.
Blueberry, raspberry. You want antioxidants, especially now. You know, everybody's going to summer. It's the most important time where you should be detoxing, replenishing yourself, and getting ready for fall and winter. But all we think for summer is barbecues and beer and drink. And in the wintertime, you're sick. Then you wonder why all these sickness occur, because your digestive system been overworked all summer with all this poison, all this food that's not good for our body, that's acidic. So when you take 7 days to detoxify and renourish and re-strengthen the body, then you feel electrified.
If 7 days seems harsh, start off by doing 1 full day, then 2 full days, then 3 full days. Build up.
Three women I know right now in my life, they've been in my life for 6 years. I got them off of Epstein Island. I cannot say where they are in the world. What I can say is when they got into the boat, they were roughed. Want to know how they ended up on Epstein Island? They auditioned to be models for music videos.
Oh, casting couch.
When they got to Miami, they had to show and turn over their ID, and they collected their passports. And then the next thing you know, they were in a storage container getting by a bunch of weird strangers on camera who were bidding for all of the terrible things that were happening to them live online. After they made it through that, that's when they were sent to Rick Ross's music videos as groupies and extras to make sure that they could walk around in society without looking like victims.
That is crazy. Makes me wonder about the film Taken. The way they auction off the girls. Where did they get the story from?
This young girl from Philippines posted a TikTok that went completely viral, in which she has finally confronted a mysterious creature that had been waking her up multiple times at night by screaming, constantly knocking on the door or trying to break it. One night, she finally had enough and decided to open the door while recording the whole encounter.
I don't think this is in Philippines because the ghost spoke Indonesian. She said, oh, please open the door. Please open the door. If you're from Philippines, drop a comment, please.
Mars is not exactly what we've been told in terms of habitability. We found out that Mars, we were told, was a cold, dry rock with no magnetic field, and DNA would just unravel based on the radiation. All of a sudden, the new science has come out. Mars has a rotating magnetic field, and not only that, it spins on its axis almost at the same exact speed of Earth. So a day on Mars is like 23.5 hours. And so that speed of the rotation on its axis creates something called bow shock, which bends and warps cosmic rays and radiation around the planet. Along with the weakened magnetic field, you can actually survive. Anything with DNA can survive on the surface. Also now, the science data has come back from the REMS unit we sent there, and there's oxygen. Not only that, guess what they said about the soil? They said the soil on Mars is better for growing crops than the soil on Earth.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. How would they know this?
This guy knows too much or does not know nothing. The only reason I post his clips because it's entertaining. That's all.
You guys, we got a massive problem. This smiley face conspiracy is becoming way more relevant. So basically in Austin, Texas, they're finding body after body in Lady Bird Lake. Now 90% of these bodies are men between the ages of 30 and 42. So if you know anything about the smiley face murders, they always target younger men, usually popular, athletic, or successful students. Now they also have a calling card, and that is the smiley face. Usually what they'll do is they'll tag the area where the bodies are found. Well, look what just resurfaced at Lady Bird Lake. Smiley faces. Now this was one of the victims. He was a younger man, 30 years old. This was what they found right next to where they found the body in the lake. This is literally the map of where everyone has gone missing. Okay, so a lot of activity. Now, if you didn't know, Rainy Street is where all the nightlife is in Austin. And it just so happens to be right next to Lady Bird Lake. Now, a lot of people in Austin are not happy about this one because they're terrified there's a serial killer running around. And also the fact that not all the bodies are examined for autopsy. Basically, Texas picks and chooses whether they want to do an internal autopsy or external autopsy. So the police are saying that some of these were accidental drownings, but some of them don't add up. So most of these are very similar to Riley Strain's passing. For instance, 30-year-old Jason John was found in Lady Bird Lake after a night out with his friends on Rainy Street. So this is literally the list of everyone that they found, okay? You can look up all the names, guys. Now, another interesting fact is that if you're an Austin local, you know that there is no swimming allowed in the lake. And that's because Lady Bird Lake is ranked on the top 10 places in the world to have toxic algae. So I don't think anybody's gonna go in for a swim. Now, one of the autopsies they actually did do, they found DRUGS in his system along with alcohol. And he was coming from a bar. Sound familiar? Now, they think Smiley Face is a group, an organized group at that. They've been considered to be in Boston and Chicago and even in places like Minnesota. Then, of course, we all know Riley Strain, Nashville. But yeah, guys, I just found the 2 latest bodies in the lake in April. But I don't know. You tell me what you think. And this is never a good sign.
This is the same type of killer there was in the show The Mentalist. He was known as the smiley face killer.
Most powerful drugs in history and simulations of what each drug feels like on your mind. Xanax, the anxiety-fighting drug, was first created by a Swiss pharmaceutical company working on a new class of tranquilizers. Today, Xanax is one of the most prescribed psychiatric medications in the United States. It enhances the effects of a neurotransmitter called GABA, which acts like a brake on your brain's activity. Imagine your mind is a loud party. And Xanax is the neighbor who calls the police on you. Xanax does not solve the underlying causes of anxiety. It's a temporary aid, not a cure. Long-term use of Xanax can lead to dependency and an increased risk of overdose, especially when combined with alcohol.
This is what Xanax feels like. Feel a wave of calm washing over you as a warm, relaxing sensation makes anxiety and stress melt away.
So basically, what you're telling me is I need this.
18. I spent 1 year being trained and became a Navy SEAL. I then deployed to Southeast Asia and Vietnam for a 9-month deployment. While I was in BUDS training, underwater demolition SEAL training, I turned 19. While I was deployed on my first deployment to Vietnam, I turned 20. I returned home. Within 1 week, I went into my executive officer and I demanded to go back to Vietnam. He looked at me and said, "But you just got home, you can't do that." He said, "Navy requirements, you got to be 6 months out of the combat zone before you can go back in." Then he asked the question, "What is the problem?" And I said, "Here's the problem, sir." I said, "Over there, I'm a man. Here, I'm a child." I had done all of that, 9 months, came back, and I could not drink a beer on Orange Avenue because I was under 21. I couldn't even vote for who sent me to Vietnam. Gee, I guess we send children to war, don't we?
They don't make like this guy anymore. Braves.
You ain't gonna get me this time, you very obvious fade trap doorway to nothing. I don't know, let's go. Slow.
Nope. Not today. I know a fade trap when I see one.
This flower is legit spinning around. What?
Probably the wind.
Well, fairies live there. Definitely.
Noticed these mushrooms on the ground, and I came over to discover that it's a huge ring that goes all the way around and comes over there. And my husband decided to go inside the fairy ring. I don't know what that means anymore. The most obvious fade trap I have ever seen. I'm gonna go touch it. No, Maria, you're gonna get kidnapped.
Okay. I literally put the dogs back in the car and came back because what? This is a pile of weed. Like, it smells like weed. This is weed. Just to give you some scale. My nail's missing, but don't ignore that. What the fuck? Who dumps? This is like...
First of all, if I have ever seen a fake trap, that's definitely one. That's definitely a, "Oh, come check me out, man." And then, this over here, this is triggering for millennials, and only millennials will know why.
Fade trap or no, I'm picking up that pile.
Y'all, witchcraft will literally change your entire appearance. Think about it. It's a counterfeit.
I'm a witch, and I literally do a ton of demon magic, like literal demon magic. Has it affected my appearance? Let's investigate.
The eyes.
Me in my mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid-30s, 40 years old. I'm 43 right now, almost 44, no filter. Young, fresh, only 25 years old. Still 12 to 14 years away from doing demon magic, because I was an atheist, like a very strong atheist, skeptical as hell. 44 years old. Not quite as young, not quite as fresh. 5 years of doing demon magic.
Look at her eyes. It's so alive back then. Now look at now.
No demon magic. Demon magic.
Look at the eyes, black.
I'm a fan of this.
Oh, hello. That was me in the TikTok, and I thought I'd give you a little update on how the demon magic was going for me and my physical appearance. As you can see, I made that TikTok back in around Halloween of 2022. So I was 43 going on 44. Currently, I'm 45 years old. Not only have I been doing demon magic 2 more years since that TikTok, but I've doubled down. Now, I also teach people how to do demon magic. I even created a magazine of the 72 demons, which, by the way, you get with the demon magic class. This is me in my mid-20s, 45 years old here. Late 20s, 45 years old. Early 30s, 45 years old. Late 30s. By the way, I'm wondering, should I go blonde again? 45 years old. 40 years old, 45 years old. 43 years old, no filter. 45 years old, no filter. To be perfectly fair, I am wearing a little bit more makeup here than I am here. There's so many people like this commenter who are just like, my heart is breaking for you. Like, I can see that the soul has been sucked from your eyes. And I'm like looking at my mirror being like, really? Because I think that I look better now than I did 20 years ago when I was in my 20s. Not only that, but compared to this version of me, which was only about 2 years ago, I'm a lot wealthier and healthier now. And again, I doubled down on demon magic. I've taught close to 800 people. That's almost 1,000 people how to do demon magic since that video. So just based upon markers of health, wealth, happiness, and I guess physical appearance, and also the bounciness, firmness, and the glass glow of my skin, I would have to say that doing demon magic and doubling down on demon magic was actually one of the best decisions that I made.
I'm 44. I look young and fresh because I'm full of the Holy Spirits. Demon magic? No thank you. You might look young, but your soul and spirit are dying.
If you believe in God, don't have no idols, no false idols. When you look at those people that you think are somebody, or they all that, they just regular people with a little bit more money. Me and Puff used to get into arguments. You broke ass cop. I say, broke ass cop? I said, you got a ring, I got a ring. You got a watch, I got a watch. You got a chain, I got a chain. You got a car, I got a car. You got a house. You ain't got none that I don't have, brother. It might be different values, but you don't have nothing I don't have. Love the things that you have, not that you want.
For those who don't know, your profession was a bodyguard.
Not at all. My profession I was professionally a New York State parole officer, where I worked for 27 years. My profession first was, like I said, parole officer, then investigator. Then that bodyguard thing was just me looking after, people that was in our crew and clique.
You're a pretty big guy. You probably could have had your way in the streets. What made you go that route?
I'd rather have a slow nickel than a fast dollar any day. Ain't nothing wrong with a slow nickel, brother. A slow nickel build communities. A slow nickel keep you home with your girl.
At the end of the day, we're not measured by the materials when we live this flesh.
Walking up the stairs to the most exclusive experience in commercial aviation. It's Etihad's Airbus A380, and right here at the front of first class, it's the Residence. So the Residence is an exclusive product. As you can see, it has room for 2, plenty of room to relax here and enjoy some meals. But where it really gets exciting is back here. Yes, that is your personal bed in the sky, super quiet. Look at that, really beautiful, gorgeous. Room for 2 here on the bed, super comfy. And then you can indeed close the door, go to sleep. And when it's time to refresh, you have a private lavatory with, there it is, your own shower. Unbelievable.
I'm afraid to ask how much and what happens if there's turbulence while you're sleeping or showering, like the flight attendant picking to make sure your seatbelt is fastened in bed. Ooh. Wow. Look at that. I see what Tom and Jerry finally done. This is one of the island in Indonesia next to Bali.
Smithsonian Museum is covering up evidence that ancient Egyptians ventured to the Grand Canyon in North America, leaving behind hieroglyphs and mummies that have remained hidden for thousands of years. This conspiracy theory dates back to 1909, when the Arizona Gazette published stories about an explorer named G.E. Kincaid and his journey down the Colorado River. The paper reported that Kincaid discovered a cave entrance about 2,000 feet above the riverbed and decided to explore it. When I saw the chisel marks on the wall inside the entrance, I became interested, securing my gun, and went in. Kincaid reportedly told the paper. During that trip, I went back several hundred feet along the main passage till I came to the crypt in which I discovered the mummies. Kincaid described the crypt as one of the largest chambers, with walls slanting back at about a 35-degree angle. The mummies were arranged on hewn shelves, each with a small bench at its head, where copper cups and broken swords were found. Some of the mummies are covered with clay, and all are wrapped in a bark fabric, Kincaid said. He noted that all the mummies examined so far were male, leading to the belief that this section was a warrior's barracks. According to the report, Kincaid took numerous relics and shipped them to Washington. He also discovered large rooms chiseled out of the rock further inside the cave. Over 100 feet from the entrance is the cross hall, several hundred feet long, in which are found the idol, or image, of the people's god, sitting cross-legged, with a lotus flower or lily in each hand. The cast of the face is oriental, and the carving in this cavern, Kincaid reportedly said. The idol almost resembles Buddha, though the scientists are not certain as to what religious worship it represents. Considering everything found thus far, it is possible that this worship most resembles the ancient people of Tibet. The report claimed Kincaid found numerous other artifacts, including vases, urns, and copper and gold cups, which the Smithsonian was investigating. Most intriguing of all were the hieroglyphics. On all the urns, walls over doorways, and tablets of stone found by the image are mysterious hieroglyphics, the key to which the Smithsonian Institute hopes yet to discover. The engraving on the tables likely has something to do with the religion of the people. Similar hieroglyphics have been found in southern Arizona. Among the pictorial writings, only 2 animals are found. One is of prehistoric type, the report stated. Despite the extraordinary nature of these claims, the Smithsonian denies any involvement in such a discovery and asserts there are no records of Kincaid's existence. Skeptics argue that the tale was likely a hoax, similar to an 1878 story by noted hoaxer Joseph Mulhattan, who claimed Egyptian mummies were found in a Kentucky cave.
Is it really off limits? Why is this never challenged?
Let me introduce you to a guy, Armani Moody. He's a convicted felon. He's on probation for robbery. He's only 23 years old and got a long criminal history already. So he's online, and then we have a person who's moved here from Ohio. He's one of the 100,000 plus that's moved here in the last 4 years. So he wants to buy some weed. So he goes online and finds Armani. $55, they work out the deal. They meet in the northeast part of the county near Davenport at an apartment complex. You know, marijuana, that low-level nonviolent drug, well, it got this guy robbed, a gun stuck to his head, stole the victim's 2 cell phones, also stole his car at gunpoint, carjacked him, and the victim from Ohio thought he was just buying marijuana. Well, he lost everything he had to this known felon. But our detectives, who are the very best, found him, went to his house, did a search warrant, voila, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, carjacking, robbery, burglary. This is a bad guy. Don't know why he was on probation in the first place for robbery, but this time, upon conviction, state prison. You're safe when he's locked up. Otherwise, he'll stick a gun in your face and take your car. Have a good Friday.
I wish all officials were like you, sir. Respect.
What happens to a murderer in their next life? Dolores Cannon had this term called the soft way, which means if you murder someone in this life, in your next life, you are going to have karma to balance that out. And she says it can come in the form of taking care of someone, like your mother or a child who really needs the help. That's a way you can pay back the karma. She gave an example of this guy who apparently killed 3 people, and in his next life, those 3 people came into his life as his children, and they needed a lot of care because they couldn't see and they had other disability. So he felt like he never had his own life because he had to take care of these 3 children, which were the victims in his past life. So you don't get out of anything in this life. And also what just came to my mind is Dolores Cannon, before she became a hypnosis therapist, she had to take care of her husband who was in a wheelchair. So that is probably part of her karma from a previous life. And in doing so and helping her husband, she's releasing that karma. And apparently we go through several incarnations with the same souls. So sometimes we have to pay back karma, but I believe the goal is to release all the karma. And I just made a post about this. A lot of souls who incarnate here on Earth choose very, very challenging lives because in doing so, they release that karma. It's kind of like trying to take a high school course at an elementary level. If you can pass the high school course, you can skip a ton of grades. That's what Earth School is like. We knew it was going to be super challenging, but we wanted that because if it wasn't super challenging, it would take so long for us to release this karma that we accumulated. And I don't know how we accumulated this karma, but part of me thinks that just from incarnating here, you accumulate karma. I'm just wondering, like
a video
maybe
game.
When we first incarnate here, we don't know really what we're doing, so that's why we accumulate karma. Also, some of these control people on Earth, you see them in the news, they probably have a ton of karma. Like some of these evil people, they might be reincarnating several times.
But now the victim have to suffer in 2 of his lifetimes. First time he was murdered, and the second time he was totally sick. No logic. There's no reincarnation. This is New Age BH.
We are all being played.
I get up at 4:45 in the morning and I don't see a sign of the government anywhere. Every single day for 8.5 hours, I exchange my time for labor. I don't see the government anywhere, except for on Thursdays. Thursdays I get my paycheck. That's when the government shows up. That's when they feel they are entitled to split half of the currency I made for trading my time, my skills, my labor. This goes on throughout the year, where I'm responsible to keep records of all of this. At the end of the year, it's my responsibility to prepare all that documentation for them to review it. They then determine if their cut was large enough.
Ooh.
If I don't meet their schedule, I face fines, fees, or the threat of being locked up in one of their cells. I guess some people call this taxation, but it doesn't meet my definition. To me, that sounds a lot more like fraud, embezzlement, and fucking slavery.
Ooh, that's a dog. There you go.
I think it's long past due that we all stop participating in this.
Let me know how you feel about this. Would you do this?
This is the head of one of the most notorious serial killers in history. Can you guess who it belongs to?
Yes.
Oh God, you can see the teeth too. They really tucked everything in there. Hello everyone, I am here in Wisconsin Dells at the Ripley's Believe It or Not Auditorium, and I am here with, frankly, the creepiest and most unnerving object I've ever seen. This is the mummified head of the vampire of Dusseldorf himself, Peter Curtin. Peter Curtin was practically raised to be a serial killer. He grew up with an extremely violent father, and by the age of 9, killed his first 2 victims, 2 of his classmates, which he drowned in a river. It was around this time that his violence also extended to animals, which is where he first realized his affinity for blood. By the time he was 16, he ran away from home and started serving jail time on and off for lesser crimes. It was his time in jail and specifically solitary confinement which solidified his hatred of society. After getting out of jail, he got married and lived a pretty normal life for a few years. This normalcy was short-lived, however, as around the age of 40, he moved to Dusseldorf and began his biggest killing spree yet. Police eventually realized that he was drinking the blood of his victims, thus naming him the Vampire of Dusseldorf.
Who remembers this little girl?
You killed the babies.
Yes.
You yourself.
With Papa. Papa holding my hand. He helped me. But he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your hands?
He held my hand. Yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. He put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head.
The Hampstead kids, and they still let the father keep those kids, and they changed the kid names. Those kids were never safe.
Y'all, look at this. It's time to go vegan. It's time to go vegan. Just rinse it off. Let's get. That's all we did. Do a little rinse off. That ain't real chicken. You can't tell me that's real chicken.
Why?
Is it just me? Where's my organic lettuce wrapped in some type of plastic? Do you see the plastic right there? I've never seen my edges of my lettuce look like that.
You guys, there is no way that's 80-20.
What is?
There's no way. Literally, come on guys, that's like 50-50. This isn't off to you. I did my grocery with us in Walmart, and this is the hamburger. But you guys, it's not. Y'all remember when hamburgers used to have literally the red lines in it like that? Like, it feels like moon sand. Like, what are they doing?
Look at this shit. The magnet that I got from here. The Great Value Chicken.
Because I'm also trying to cook this steak. It doesn't even look like steak, like the color of it.
Look at this, baking a potato in the oven and it exploded all over my oven. Thank goodness I had a liner. Look, empty. Completely empty. Potatoes don't do this, guys. They're giving us fake food. Look at this.
Let's play Guess the Country. Drop it in the comment.
29-year-old is addicted to eating only French fries and nothing else, devouring over 56 kilos of deep-fried French fries each and every month yearly. That's the equivalent of 6,000 potatoes and 115 potatoes every single week.
Amber eats French fries, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
She lives only on French fries and cannot go few hours without having a taste.
What?
The amazing thing is she cannot just eat any French fries. Even though she eats French fries morning, afternoon, and night, she is very picky with the type of fries she eats.
Okay.
Smell, color, and texture are very important to her.
A lot of the times fries will have a burnt end like this. That is definitely something that I cannot eat. So I will take that and pinch it off and stick it underneath the napkin
Dude.
and then eat the rest of the fry.
Her condition is so bad that she had a breakdown and started crying after trying normal food. So she sought help from experts to help her stop and start eating normal food.
I will feel even a little euphoric after eating fries. I'm not sure what it is about them that makes them so good, but
I like the way they make me feel.
Honestly, I like the way fries make me feel too. Just something about them.
Someone asked me to do a video on the worst mugshots of all time. I don't need to. This picture right here says everything that I need. First up, we got bro in the top right. He looks like he got dragged out of bed. Still got the do-rag lines, everything. Do you know how much anger you need to have in your soul to pull a face like that, bro? Man's going like this, like that. So that one, I'm gonna put third in it. My man looks like a nutter, bro, I'll be honest. Next up, we have light-skinned Thanos, bruv. Imagine going jail and getting told that that's your soulmate. Nah, I'm not doing it. It's not even like it's a bad mugshot or anything. My man just looks like Thanos, bruv. Like, I can't, there's no other way to say. Imagine going jail, you're on induction, get put in a cell now, and he's telling you, yeah, I got top one. You're doing exactly what he says. Shut your mouth, you little, no, you're doing exactly what. But you know what? I'm gonna put him last, innit? I'm gonna put him at fourth, because he just looks like Thanos. You never know, he could be a nice guy. And now we're down to the last two. Next up, we got Boogeyman, bruv. That's the Boogeyman. Actually, scratch that. He looks like Diddy, bruv. That's the Diddy, man. Once again, imagine going jail and you get put in a cell when my man's just chilling in the corner saying, look at my new cellmate. I'm not on that. My man looks nuts, innit? He just looks like he's not fully. He don't belong in jail. He belongs in a psych ward, bro. With them eyes like that
For
as
real.
well. Nah, bruv. Say later. I'm gonna put him at second though, innit? Because my man right here, number one crash out. To be smiling like that in your mugshot, you must have no remorse for none of your actions that you've made. He looks like he'll do it again. Whatever he's in jail for, he looks like he will do it again and again. And you keep him in that jail. He needs that rehabilitation. He needs that shit. But yeah, bruv, let me know if you lot want a part 2 in it. And once again, iPhone 15, link in bio. Thank me later.
Whatever you do, keep bottom right locked up. Don't let him out.
Boy, voice to skull technology. This is also in the foray of directed energy weapons. The ability to, let's just say, throw your voice into your head or my voice into my head, or allowing algorithms that now they can blanket a whole geographical area and they can make everybody change their thoughts. If you find yourself where you have to make a decision about something, next thing you know, you catch yourself kind of having an argument in your head with your own voices. Well, the ability to add another one of your voices in there, but have it controlled by somebody else's microphone, so to say, is a very powerful tool. And I think this is a weapon of war. The Department of Defense recently started initiating protocols for their employees, their agents, to discuss Havana syndrome-like symptoms. And on that list is that their agents are hearing voices in their head, and this is what they're getting at. This is that technology. Next thing you know, you're trying to make a decision, but there's another Sean in your head that now is actually somebody else's control, and through the manipulation of that voice, they can push you in a direction by repetitive information being displayed in front of you, that they can learn your system and they can learn to manipulate it on a personalized level.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
One thing about it, two things for sure, and three things to know. If you having a dream about somebody, cut the show. Everything has to stop. And you need to pay attention to that dream. You need to remember that dream. You need to write that dream down. Then you need to think about every moving part in that dream. If you somebody that has no idea what your dreams mean, that's why I made a whole dream guide to help those people. Or you send me your dream and I help you interpret it. That information is right here on the screen. But anyway, if a person you know in real life, let's say it's your spouse, your friend, your family, your whoever, and they're in your dream currently, you think it's just out of nowhere, you just dreaming them for no reason? No. Use your spirit of discernment to understand what is going on around you. That's why you're having that dream. That's because you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. So spirit put it in your dream to call attention to it for you and tell you to open up your eyes and open up your intuition and use your discernment to know how to move around those people. Peace.
Scariest city in all of Germany that I will never ever get used to. And honey, I have been shot at multiple times. And that city that I cannot get used to is Frankfurt, aka crackpot. Me and my friends decided to go to Frankfurt to get some hot pot today. And it was absolute chaos outside that train station. There were people fighting. There was a man passed out on the sidewalk and everybody just walked around him. This was normal. But there was only one thing that I was really nervous about after, coming from there. There was a crackhead smoking crack. And the crack smoke got into my face. I came to Germany to learn, to be a part of this society. Now I got secondhand crack smoke? No, we're not doing this. Frankfurt, we gonna get this city together. But yeah, now I gotta tell my mom I'm caught a crackhead. But no, seriously, guys, we really need to like help Frankfurt, because right now the whole city is being utilized for the airport for everybody to just leave Frankfurt. We can make this city better. But first, the crack gotta go.
I heard Frankfurt Airport does not even have any food. Is that right? If you're from Frankfurt or been there, please drop a comment.
Went over to the Intuit Dome, promotional stuff that
I
I'm
saw
doing.
that video. Unbelievable.
Intuit Dome is going to be the new home of the Los Angeles Clippers, right?
Okay.
Steve Ballmer, who used to be the CEO of Microsoft, is the owner of the team. The guy's worth $120 billion, like the sixth wealthiest man in the world, right? Now, there's what they call a halo screen around it, similar to one at SoFi. It wraps around the whole stadium. There's no like scoreboard anymore. The screen is like a 360 screen. It's an acre worth of screen up there he's got, double-sided.
Oh, my God.
Right? You could do anything on it as far as how many images you want to throw up there, video, what have you. Then he's got electricity in each seat. So each seat, there's an outlet where you could charge your phone or what have you. And all the seats have a noise monitoring system, which they could pinpoint what section is the louder section. So they could have like contests throughout the building. For example, the way they put it is, let's say Russell Westbrook hits a three-pointer and everybody screams. During the timeout, they're like, section 203, we're the loudest on Russell Westbrook's three-point shot. And they got cannons in the scoreboard that will shoot to that section Russell Westbrook t-shirts.
Wow.
That's awesome. The 28 Clipper fans are going to really enjoy it.
A being starts to approach me from the blackness, from the darkness, and the closer he got, the larger he appeared. I couldn't make out facial features or anything, but he was very large. He looked like he was bald-headed, very long arms, long legs, muscular. The ends of his hands looked like claws, and his legs just descended into the dark. It was like he was attached to the dark. He was attached to the darkness. As he approached me, I said, Lord? Because in my mind, I knew this was a supernatural being. Remember, I wasn't walking with God like that. So I'm Lord? And he spoke and said no. But it was very interesting when he spoke. It wasn't like audible words like I'm talking now. I felt them in my body. It was almost like telepathically in a way. And I would vibrate as he spoke. And it was such an eerie, dark, fearful feeling when he spoke. And he said, no, you know who this is. I immediately knew it was Satan. I immediately knew. After that, I was like, no, 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 because I thought I was on my way to hell. Like, I thought I was being greeted like I had died in my sleep. And I was being escorted to hell because when I tell you guys, I was just voluntarily turning my back on God because I just didn't trust him. And it became so bad that I felt like God was ashamed of me, and I just felt too guilty to go to God. So anyways, I'm saying no, 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 and the being, Satan, I'm just going to say who he is. Satan said, shut up. And he said, if you worship me, I will give you all of these things. He's telling me fame. He's telling me a relationship, because I really wanted a really solid relationship, a marriage. He was showing me all these things, and the earth was projecting the images of the things that he was saying. So I'm like, this is crazy. And so then I realized, oh wait, this is my time to choose. Okay, no, I'm the daughter of Christ. No, I just said no to him. And after I said no, he called me the B word. And after that, after he called me the B word, it was like something pulled me back, snatched me back like into a vacuum. And I woke up with a gasp of air. I don't know. It felt like I was out of my body because it was like I was cold. I was shivering. I was breathing as if I hadn't breathed in a long time. And I'm like, what just happened to me? The first person I think to call was my mom. So I go in the bathroom and I call her and I tell her what happened, and she believed me, and she immediately started to break down and cry and started to pray. She prayed over me, and I was just on my knees in the bathroom just crying out to God, like, forgive me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to live without you. I don't want to not please you. Like, this is not a game. It was like the Lord allowed me to experience what was really going on. He like lifted the veil, or allowed me to see and be in the spiritual realm, to know who's really has authority over the earth, right now. And I ended up canceling my plans. I ended up flying back home. At the time it was Florida. And that Sunday, the pastor was talking about the heavens, the first heaven being like our atmosphere, the second heaven being space, and the third heaven being where God's throne is. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was in the second heaven. I was in space. And it's
Christ has authority over the earth. I prayed away any spirits in my house that are stopping me from seeing the truth, and declare the blood of Jesus over me, my loved ones, and all over my house.
If you're in the woods and you see this tree, you need to run away as fast as you can. So this thing is called the Hyperion tree, and it's in your best interest to stay away from it. It is completely illegal to go near this tree, and if you're caught doing so, you might face 6 months of jail time, including a $5,000 fine. Basically, the Hyperion tree is a redwood tree in California, and only a few people are allowed to know its actual location. And the reason for this is because the Hyperion tree happens to be the tallest tree in the entire world. It stands at a whopping 400 feet tall. For scale, that's 100 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty. Not to mention, the tree is almost 800 years old. So, because of its status and the delicate environment surrounding the tree, it is forbidden to go near it. But regardless of these laws, people still set out to go try and find the tree. Sometimes these people get caught, but funny enough, most of the time, these groups can't even find the tree. This shows that the location of the Hyperion tree is a well-kept secret, and that is for good reason.
We have a lot of old trees like that in Bali. The locals prey on them and taking care of them. All right, folks, I'm going to end our video with this coming clip. Be kind to each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to like or dislike so I can make better content. Thank you for staying till the end. There's a free gift below if you like. Thank you for watching. Have a prosperous day and God bless.
What'd you say?
It's jumper cables under your phone.
Jumper cables?
Mm-hmm. Why do you have that?
That's you.
I mean, that's me.
That's you. I changed your contact to jumper cables. Because you're always trying to start something.